Hello and welcome to my video on EFT with Source Technique, tapping through the points. My name is Tristan Montoya. I'm a certified EFT practitioner here in the Los Angeles area. I work both in person and over the phone with my clients. I created this video for mostly my remote clients, the ones that I work with over the phone. Sometimes I do Skype, but I prefer not to. I actually prefer to work over the phone where we don't see one another. That way you can go into your emotion, you can have any kind of emotional release, and you're not having to have me witness all of that. You can have your own private space while we go through a session. I quite enjoy that. I think my clients do too. So really this is a way to familiarize yourself with the points before we get on that call so that you're comfortable with them. So let me walk you through the points. The ones we'll be using are fewer than the ones I'll be teaching you here today. But just so you know, I'll teach you all 13 points. The first point to know is the side of the hand. And what we're doing is we're actually using the right hand and the four fingers on the right hand to stimulate the side of the left hand. The left side of the body is the feminine side. So that's why we use the right hand to stimulate the left hand. Okay? We're stimulating the feminine side of the body. We're using an energetic meridian system that's already in our body's anatomy. It's the way we're designed. We're energetic beings. We're using EFT for emotional release, but it's actually our energetic system. Okay? So, as Gary Craig would say, all negative emotions are a disruption in our body's energy system. So what we're doing is we're clearing the negative emotions and restoring balance in our body's energetic system. In order to do that, we stimulate these points on our body that are connected to our meridians. So whenever we start an EFT session, we use a setup statement and we tap the side of the hand. The alternative to that is I would begin right over the heart. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different setup statements and then we're going to go through the whole process. This is the first. You're stimulating right at the base of the pinky on the side of the hand. Basically, you're tapping the knuckle, and you can use the four fingers on this hand to stimulate the left hand. When I say side of the hand, that's what I mean, side of the hand. Okay? This is how I might open up a session using the phrase, even though, ... I love and accept myself completely. Okay? The words will change every time according to the session. Every session is unique. The alternative to the setup statement is I might have you start right over the heart. So there's two places we can tap over the heart. There's right underneath the collarbone and then there's right above the nipple. Usually I like to use the points that are right above the nipple and we tap in little circles. So you're just using all 5 fingers and you're just tapping in little circles above the nipple, right over the heart on both sides using both hands. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. The next point I'm going to show you is the top of the head. You can use all 5 fingers or just 4 fingers. I like to use 5, and I like to make a little circle around the crown of the head. So when I say top of the head, that's what I mean. When I say eyebrows, you can do this. You can use 2 fingers like a peace sign, and you can stimulate the eyebrows right here. Okay? So when I say eyebrows, that's what I mean. When I say side of the eye, just trace your eye, trace the bone to the side of the eye and tap there with the 2 fingers. When I say under the eye, you can trace the bone again, and now you're under the eye, still tapping on the bone. When I say under the nose, it's right here. It's the upper lip, the mustache for men. When I say chin, it's actually the divot in the chin. Okay? And that's what you're tapping on. The next point is the collarbone, and it's where it's kind of like a wishbone. Okay, our collarbone meets. There's 2 little nodules, and I like to use 2 fingers, and you can just stimulate those 2 nodules, or you can use 4 fingers and just make sure you hit it. You can't get EFT wrong. As long as you're tapping, you're bound to hit something. So that's the collarbone. Okay, you don't have to tap vigorously, you don't have to beat yourself up. It's a gentle tap. Believe me, you'll stimulate the point even if you're tapping lightly. You don't need to bruise yourself. This is a gentle, nurturing process. Okay, the next point is over the heart. So we're going to go in little circles over the heart, just like that. The next point is the sternum, and it's the chest plate. Okay? You can almost hear that thump, thump, thump as you do it. Okay? You're stimulating another meridian right over the heart. This is a great place where emotions are stored, anger, frustration. You can release a lot just by tapping over the sternum. Okay? The next point is the gamut point, and the gamut point is right here, between the ring and the pinky, just below the knuckles. Okay? And you can stimulate the gamut point like that. I will rarely use the gamut point. I'm just showing you where it is, just in case. Another point to be conscious of is under the arms. And under the arms it's the latissimus dorsi. If you're familiar with anatomy, if you took weight training in high school, then you know what the latissimus dorsi is. They're called lats for short, and you can stimulate both those. So what I'm doing is basically just tapping right under the arm. Okay? It's the bra line for women. It's the lat for guys. Women probably have that too, but it's not as pronounced. Okay? That's another point that I may use, under the arms. And the last point that I may use is inside of the knees. Okay? So what we're doing is we're actually stimulating inside the knee, next to the kneecap. There's a little fleshy part right next to the kneecap, and you can tap both of them at the same time. Right inside the kneecap, right on the fleshy part of the knee. Okay? That's another meridian point. Now, I've just taught you 13 points. What I'll do is I'll take you through a tapping procedure. We'll stimulate all of those points, and we may go in a circular fashion, and I may repeat the round. We may not just do one round, we may do 2 rounds or even 3 rounds, depending on what transpires in the session, what I'm intuitively feeling, and if I feel like we need more rounds, then we keep doing it. Generally 1 to 2 rounds will clear an issue, and then we stop and check in. We measure everything. Okay? It's called SUDS. It's an acronym for Subjective Units of Distress. And what we're looking for is a measurement from 0 to 10. 10 being the most intense, 0 being neutral. We'll always get the SUDS measurement before we start, and then as we finish a session, we can check back in and see where that SUDS level. If we started at an 8 and it's at a 2 when we finish, then we know we've done quite a bit of clearing. Then we'll check in again and just see if there's anything else that needs to be cleared. As we release emotion, things become clearer, thoughts become clearer, your intuition begins to rise up, and we get more clarity around the issue. Eventually we'll get it down to 0, and we'll leave you in a complete state of peace. The negative emotion has been cleared, your energetic body has been restored, and it's on to the next issue. But while we clear an issue, just bask in the light of this newfound awareness that negative emotions are temporary. They can be treated with energy medicine. This is energy psychology. And it's very effective in releasing trapped emotions and stored energy in the body. So this is a brief tutorial on how to do EFT. I'm actually trained in something called EFT with source technique. What that does is get to the root cause of these disruptions, these negative emotions. So we're not just tapping on symptoms, we're getting to the root cause, we're rooting out limiting beliefs, an entire belief system that makes up this emotional disturbance that really causes it and repeats it. So what we're doing is clearing that all out, restoring you to your beautiful self, and putting you back into the world, shiny and new again. All right? So that's my tutorial. You've got it all here. You can go back to it and rewatch it if you need to get a little more familiar. But I think that one time will do it. And now we're ready for a session. So if we're not already working together and you'd like to know more or have a discovery session with me, well, we'll explore some of your issues and what you'd like to work on and what goals you have for your life and what's standing in the way of you achieving them. Then you can click on the link down below. I'll put my website in here, and you can connect with me and we'll set up a time to meet over the phone or Skype, and we will go through a session with you and see if we can clear some things and make you a happier, more well-adjusted human being in this world. Wouldn't that be great? Fantastic. All right, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. Much love. Peace.